Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Good to have you join in. And let's get started. This is our weekly coming into being, where we just take that time to connect with ourselves and be present. Hey, Cherie and Starry Galaxy Cat. And if you're lurking in the background, just feel free to just type in your name and say hello, and we'll see what comes up for you. Alexandra. Oh, Alexandra, I want to thank you. I saw your message just at the end last time, but I was already off. So thank you for that wonderful comment. And Lydia is here. So everybody says hello. So very nice, good group. It's always fun to have people come back. Then you kind of get into a role, and it's nice to have new people also show up. So take a sip, settle in. And oh, we have Light Wisdom Beauty. Hey, hi. Good to have you join. I haven't seen your name before, so nice to have you join in. Um, all right, so take a minute to just kind of feel where you're at, and just notice, wherever you're at is good. Let's see if I can constrict. I'm Maria. You mean Maria in Brazil? Are you that Maria? There's a lot of Marias out there. So I have a friend in Brazil. His name is Maria. I don't know if that's you or not, but um, anyways, just take a minute to just notice where you are, and it's it's nice to just stop through your day every once in a while and just kind of check in. No, from Telegram. Oh, okay. Very nice. Nice. Thanks for joining. And so like sometimes in the morning, like I'll get up and all of a sudden I'm in the kitchen. I'm like rushing around. Says, what the hell am I rushing around for? I'm just cooking my lunch. And then I'll notice there's, maybe I was just on the computer and whatever. And so, um, just take a moment to just stop and just connect in. It doesn't need to take a lot of times, a minute or so, and really center yourself, and then just go right back to what you were doing. Every once in a while, just check in, see, oh, how am I doing? What's up? And then the more you do that, the more it becomes obvious. Like all of a sudden you're rushing around. It's like I was, it's like, what am I doing that for? And then reconnecting in instead of like letting it kind of run in the background, and then you're getting all frazzled, and the further down you go, the more you get unwound and everything. So right now, just take that moment. You just got on the call. I've been yapping away here, and see where you're at. And this is also a really good thing for you to do, like before you do a workshop, before it's Betty. Hey, Betty. It's so you sign up for a workshop or a meditation group or whatever. Yeah, finally made it. Good. Glad you made it. And just before, at the beginning of the workshop, maybe if it's you have to go to a location, or before you sign on the computer, just check in, just to see where you are. Feel into your body. And so it's, you can just like feel your head, feel your neck, feel your shoulders, like kind of run down your body, and just see what it feels like. It feels where it's tight, where it's not. See kind of your mindset, where you are. And no need to change anything. This is just kind of like scanning yourself and seeing where you are. What's your starting point? And it could be excitement. It could, whatever comes up. Looking forward to the workshop, whatever. And then you can check yourself back at the end of the workshop to see, before and after. So that gives you a better sense of what's shifted for you, what it's created for you, kind of thing. So, and then focus in on what you're sitting on. And without, you can put your hands down. If it's on a chair, put your hands down and feel your hands in the chair. Feel your body that's on the chair or couch or bed or wherever. And if you're lying down, then you do your whole body, the part of your body that's in contact with that other surface. If you're standing up, then it might be just your feet. Whatever it is, just let yourself just sink into that. Feel it. Get a sense of that texture. And do it with your eyes closed, your eyes open. Start with where it's easiest, then, challenge yourself and go into where it's a little bit more difficult. If it's more difficult with your eyes open to focus in, okay, start with your eyes closed, feeling it, and then open your eyes and keep feeling. Really coming into that and notice kind of the interaction between your body, and there's probably a layer of clothing or a layer of a blanket or whatever material of the chair of whatever it is you're on, and get a sense of those two being in contact with each other. Does a lot to slow the mind down, doesn't it? And feel yourself already relaxing. I can kind of feel some reactions like, oh God, this feels good. It feels good to just slow ourselves down and just take that breather of being present with ourselves. And then on the other hand, another little piece that's showing up for at least one person here is that there's a little bit of emotion that's coming to the surface. And likely that was kind of just sitting there and you didn't really want to get into it before, but, so that quieting ourselves down and just really connecting in uh, allows that to come up to the surface. And so that's the reason most people don't take that time to connect with themselves, because they don't want to feel all that stuff. They want to just keep moving. I just want to keep moving till it's just somewhere better. Well, you're going to get to that somewhere better and you're going to have all this shit that's sitting there. So might as well take the time to just let it release out. Yeah. And then coming into the breath. So that's good. Yeah, that's good because um, there's a little bit of there's like this a little bit of a cloud that's over the group here, and that's fine. That's not a problem. This is why we're here. This is why we do this, to really take that time for ourselves so that we can move through these pieces and shift them out. And keep focusing on the breath and just noticing what yourself, what you're sitting on, just continuing that awareness. And for those of you who are new, my body does these little movements. It has these little reactions because it's just how that registers. My system registers shifting that's happening. So that's just what that is. Okay, there we go. Part of that cloud is actually not from people here present, but it's from the that we'll call it the collective. Kind of the general mood out there. Ooh, New York City is really kind of coming up as being in that. Just popped up. Betty, that's probably, I think that's you, but that could be just if you were out there more. People are stressed out there, you know? So, um, as we awaken, we have to be more conscientious with ourselves as we fine tune, as we refine our energies and our state of being. We have to be more mindful of taking care of ourselves in each moment and really being present for ourselves in each moment. So we're going to work on that today. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, there's also stuff further out, like war stuff. There's a little bit of the Ukraine-Russia business in the background there too. That's kind of in this cloud. There's probably other things, but that's what's popping up right now. So identifying itself, let's put it that way. Coming into the breath just a little bit more deeply. Let's drop the whole group down. So drop your, on your next exhale, just drop your awareness all the way into the core, into the core of the new earth. And keep focusing on down. I want to get everybody in the group into that before we do anything else. So if you feel like you're already there, that's fine. Just keep focusing on connecting into the new earth and anchoring in. Some of you are hanging on there and holding on to that. It's like, I'm going to hold on to that. Good for you. Good for grabbing hold of that and saying, yep, this is my grounding. Almost there. A little deeper, deeper. And then just kind of like aim for even deeper than where you're at. It's a little slower connecting in for the group here. That's fine. Just moving you down. There we go. Nice. Okay. Nice shift there. If you can feel that. I've got a wool sweater on, then it gets hot, and then it's really very warm today. It was too warm for wool, and then so I can't figure out kind of what to put on, right? Okay, yeah, there's this nice, yes, NYC is crazy here again. Yeah, it's been crazy intense over there for quite a while there, hasn't it? Kind of everywhere. So, all right, yes, very good. Feel yourself. So feel the space, feel yourself in that space. Now from the earth on your next inhale, breathe in those frequencies to the earth, bring them up to you, into your legs, into your whole body. If you know the pedestal, then work with the pedestal. If it's a grounding cord that you're used to, see it through your grounding cord, see it come into your feet, your legs, fill up your whole body. And see if you can do it one breath. If you need to take another breath, just drop back in on the exhale and breathe it back up. And fill it all the way to the top of your head. Put your hand on top of your head, everybody else, to get connected into this piece. That it's funny. There's certain areas of the body that people tend to be blank in. Not necessarily everybody, but top of the head tends to be one because we're like right here. Our awareness kind of goes eye level, and we've got a little piece of ourselves above the eye level here. Yeah, there you go. When you have these areas that are more void than others, do that tactile contact so that it registers. It helps to register, and what that does is that puts in neurons in place into your brain, information processing, saying, "Oh, head," starts to fill that in so that it registers in your brain as your awareness builds that up. As part of coming into our bodies is for that information to be registered at the brain level through that. Okay, yeah, very good. So we're going to work on this being present. So you're walking out the door into New York City, big city, or wherever you are, but taking New York City because just because Betty kind of brought that little piece in, so that. uh, But it's like you walk out. It could be just your bedroom. You walk out, and then your neighborhood, so it's like outside your house, the things are a little crazier. They're out of your range, out of your control. You can't have everything organized. And staying present in your body is the most important thing you can do for yourself. So take a nice deep breath in, pulling again, each time pulling those earth frequencies, that building up that connection, that anchoring, and filling yourself up with those frequencies. Yeah. So let's start with the feet. So bring your awareness down to your feet and feel them filling up kind of automatically. So you don't have to do the breath, but automatically, because you've started that process of bringing those frequencies up, and it's actively, more actively than it might be happening on its own. But and feel your feet, wiggle your toes. Feel those toes, register your toes. Do it without looking down. You need to look down to get oriented because it's like you're not used to connecting with your feeling your feet, okay? And then look up. Feel your feet without looking at them. And as you wiggle your toes, feel your foot, the tendons moving in there. Feel the bottom of the feet. There's a lot of bones in the feet. Becoming very aware of the feet, and the feet feel, just kind of, you might even feel like they have more light in them than the rest of your body. So if you notice that, that's good. And deepening that awareness of yourself. Okay, moving into the ankles. Do both at the same time. Again, if you're having a difficulty doing two because they're apart, you're gonna need to practice, because you should be able to do both at the same time. So if you're having difficulties, do one, do the other, then do both of them together. And build up, and then so you should be able to feel, even just focusing on your feet and your ankles, to have that sense of those frequencies, that energy coming up from the earth into your legs. So bringing that in more deeply for you. And move into your calves from your ankles. Feeling your calves, your lower legs fill up. Yeah, we got good flow going for people. Notice what the flow feels like for you in your body, and take the time here right now Does one side feel more umphy than the other? Does that one side feels like there's more coming through on one side than the other? And that could be a lot of people have imbalances between their right and left side, because there's the flow of energy. That's a patterning that will usually ties into very early years, um, even back into birth and before. All right, going good. Yeah, upper. So the energy. You probably noticed that the energy coming through your legs is going through the rest of your body. But let's stay in with our awareness. So notice that, but just stay in the awareness of your thighs. So now your thighs. And have a sense of the volume of your thighs, not in a negative way, but in a way that, there's volume there. There's a shape, there's a space. Even your fingers have volume. They take up room in space. So be aware of that shape and that space that's getting taken up by your legs, your thighs, and then your whole legs. Yeah. Let's do yeah, so do the whole legs now, but he's doing really well. And I feel like we're going to be hitting into a more delicate area for people here. Um, so trauma, and it doesn't, we don't have to get into really bad trauma here, but even when anything that hasn't been very well accepted with our reproductive area, that whole part of ourselves, our sexual expression, that's trauma. It could have been just one negative comment that you heard, not necessarily verbally, but energetically have heard it. It's gone into you. So it can be that level of trauma, and it's trauma because it feels like, well, that was just a little comment that got made, but I'm calling it trauma because what happens is we all of a sudden it hits us in a negative way. So as I'm talking, bringing your awareness into from your legs into your hips, into your lower pelvic area, into your whole groin area, breathing into that. It's trauma because what happens is it hits us in a way that creates distortion, creates some level of damage. I mean, even a ping like that, with my finger on there's some amount, so it's maybe doesn't seem really bad, and in the moment it's like, well, okay, yeah, but it stays in there unless we process and we release it. It just kind of stays there, and so kind of like the pearl forms around the grain of sand, right, in an oyster, except we don't have this nice little jewel at the end, a pearl at the end. We just have this thing that's buried, that's festering, that's just. So that's why it's trauma, because over time, if it's not processed, if it's not released, if it's not, whatever needs to happen in that moment for the person, it just creates a distortion. There's adaptation around that distortion, and we think we're fine. So we think well, that's just the pearl. It's a really nice looking pearl, and then they start noticing it's like, okay, well, yeah, it's got kind of bulky areas. It's got a kind of prickly side there. It's like, ew. Anyways, so coming into that area, it's really wow. I think we're gonna sit here And even if there's men listening on to this later, we're going to be here for a little longer. I just noticed the time here, but it's gonna run a little longer tonight. It's fine. Even if there's men on the call or men listening afterwards. So it's not, this is not just, right now I'm seeing women, but it's not just for women. There's been trauma for everyone, everyone in the history of humanity. And we all hold that. If it wasn't our personal trauma, it's somebody else's trauma. Either we knew about it, we heard about it. It registers for us because we identify with that as a man, as a woman, as a human being. So let's sit into that. Let's just keep our awareness and breathe into that area. Yeah. So we're going to just shift through that. Just be present with it, to acknowledge it, to recognize it. This is a part of you that just needs to be held, be seen by you. And there's varying levels of trauma that is showing up. I'm not going to go into the details because we don't need to unwind the story. But it's not all present, this present life either. There's family lineage that's coming through on some of this. Um, Wartime stuff, ugly wartime stuff. I mean, the expression of rape and pillage was literal. And so we think of women mostly, but little young boys also um, were violated. Eh, wow, this is this is really really good. You guys are doing really good, and I just want to recognize all of you for showing up today and bringing this forward, because this is a really big piece here for many people, for the history of humanity. Yeah. Um, so keep breathing into that. I want to reach in deeper in the anatomy. So allow your awareness to move to whatever part of that lower pelvic groin area you are drawn to. Bring attention to. If you feel any kind of pain or twitching, go into it. Give yourself that space right here, right now, with us here, to bring your awareness into that, because if there's pain, that means your awareness needs to be there to bring love into it. And it can also be there's pieces of childbearing trauma also that are coming through. Yeah, I just have a friend who just had a baby, and was it was smooth, but it was also, there was some trauma piece come through for her. So as much as we want that to be a beautiful experience, uh, there's a lot of things that need to come through in any moment in our lives. But there we go. Oh, okay. That's looking much better. Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit more on that. So keep breathing into that. Let's everybody take a nice deep breath in. Just drop your awareness down to the core of the earth, and on your next inhale, really bring up those frequencies into that area. Yeah, reclaiming your feminine, your masculine, reclaiming, uh, our sexuality is a very core expression of our physical nature. So when that's damaged, that's very uh, that carries a toll on our physical beings, on being in physical life. Ah, okay, that's better. Okay, I'm gonna have you just stay in that area. I'm gonna clear out more for people, but breathing into that area and feeling love for yourself and love for that expression of you. Um, your physical identity rests here. Oh God, and so it's interesting how that will, I said that not intentionally, but it comes out, and then it's like, oh my God, there is so much insanity right now around sexual identity, and it's very damaging. I don't know where that got started, but oh my God, it's insanity. Your physical body, know, and you got to separate out sexual preference with sexual expression, which develops over time and then really starts to come through at puberty. It shouldn't be pushed on someone, on anyone. And sexual identity, those are different pieces. And we hear the word sexual, and instantly people are associating that with sexual activity, sexual interactions. It's like, no, it's a different piece. There's an overlap, but they're different pieces. Yeah, and there's a lot of predatory energy around that I'm working with releasing. We're doing a lot of collective work tonight too, so there's a flavor for each one of you personally, but also it's very strongly collective work tonight. So again, thank you all for showing up for this, uh, and stepping forward. Most the predatory thing, what is showing up is mostly the male thing, but not entirely. We have to remember that we cannot take sides. Just have to clear, and everybody's got to come clean for that. Oh, Hilaria, nice to be here. Yeah, we're just kind of coming to the end of this. We're moving through a lot of collective clearing here today with sexual uh, identity, sexual the groin. So just kind of take a deep breath, come in, connect with yourself, and come into your lower groin if you're just jumping in. I don't know how long you were in here for. Wow. Yeah, there's been predatory, like with women, And I hate to say this, I've seen women with little boys. So maybe not happening in the same manner as men with little girls, but and little boys. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry. Um, let's take a nice deep breath in. Let's connect into the core of the earth. So releasing that energy. Really heavy stuff tonight, but really important. Feeling the frequencies, the core of the earth, and feeling as you fill yourself up. So fill up your whole body as well as just your lower groin area, and holding in yourself that no, that no more. Oh, yeah. Holding strong in your being, confidently holding yourself in your space. Yeah, very good. And let's just move move this all up for the collective to a higher level. So kind of being that guiding light. Um, Here we go. Into that holding strong for ourselves, for our identities, sexual identity, even holding strong for our sexual preferences, our sexual expression. That's all our own. Own it for yourself, whatever it is. Yeah, there we go. So it's like what's how I'm seeing this is I'm seeing this little sphere of the whole group, this beautiful light blue color, just rising up out of the collective muck. And so that it's like above, and so that acts as a beacon for all those who are open to shifting out of that craziness. Yeah. So very good. Taking another nice deep breath in, connecting into the core of the earth. So good clearing for everybody in general. That I would recommend doing that some more for yourself. Taking some time. Maybe it's just like right before you go to sleep, and bring your awareness into your lower groin area, and maybe putting, some doing on my heart, but on your groin, putting your hands there, and just giving yourself love, bringing love, the vibration of love, bringing in the breathing into that area and filling yourself up with that area. So we kind of activated the process here, but I am seeing, there are some pockets of void for people in that, um, especially in the vaginal area for the women. And that's actually showing up for men. It's showing up in what is that where there's the prostrate area? Um, So that's interesting. Um, so bringing your awareness into that. So just doing that. Um, and nighttime before you go to bed, it's kind of a nice. You can kind of relax and going to sleep and just love yourself there. I think we can't do this enough for ourselves. Whatever part of our body needs it. For some reason that's a really tender area um, that tends to get all the negative attention. And even if it's, the negative attention is with good intention because we want to bring awareness to rape, we want to bring awareness to sexual abuse, whatever it is. Um, that's important. But how about that positive attention of expression? So that tends to just not be there as much, especially right now, um, with all that sexual I- identity imposition on people, on young children. Okay, let's take another deep breath in, really connecting into the earth. Let's just end connecting back into the earth. Everybody feels really strong and really clear. There's this clarity in the group. So feel that for yourself of just no, I'm not going to put up with this. Just good. Um, there's little emotional pieces that are coming in. So just feel yourself connecting into the earth, the new earth, the earth grid. Yeah, there we go. Feeling that link, feeling that nurturing come through. It's like we just can't get enough of that. Filling yourselves up completely, head to toe, overflowing. Ah, there we go. And coming into that deep space and pure space of being, of love for yourself, of love for your own expression, and bringing that forth into greater and greater purity for yourself, purity of your being, filling that up completely, your body and your auric field, your field around you, a little bubble that you're in all the time, filling that up fully and completely with that purity of being. Okay, very good. Very deep work today. We never know what's going to happen, but that was really, really good work. So just taking a deep breath in. If your eyes are closed, just opening up your eyes, feeling your body as you are aware of the space around you. Feeling your connection to the earth. Okay. Um, We kind of started, sorry, CNYC here with Buddy. Kind of started with that being present in your physical body. When you notice that as you're connecting in with your physical body, and this is kind of what happened here, um, you kind of hit a spot that's like, ooh, a little sensitive here, a little delicate. Um, just letting yourself be there, be present with that, and take that time. And maybe in the moment you can't, you're walking down the street. If you can, just stop for a minute, sit on a bench if there's one there, or just kind of stand to the side as if you're looking down the street trying to figure out where you're going, or pretend to look on your cell phone don't, if you're feeling self-conscious about standing in the middle of the street, kind of everybody walking by. Don't New York City is kind of crazy. Where you get all sorts of funny people walking around, nobody pays attention to you, right? But allowing yourself to just take that time to really connect. Um, yeah, so Ilaria says really powerful. I don't know when you joined in because I think you joined in pretty late there, but frequencies were intense. So yeah, so just feeling. How's everybody feeling with that one? Because that was a very intense one. That was not like last week. We had a very soothing, just kind of hot tub relax spot, and this was like, Let's clean out the dirt," kind of. So yeah, it's kind of wait for if you yeah, just if you want to comment in, please do so. And while we're just kind of sitting there, there's my little QR code if you feel like doing a donation. Thank you, powerful, good. Good. And over here, Sharice, I got extremely nauseous for a minute, but feel great now. Yeah. Okay. So good. Because that means um, nausea is really interesting. That's happened to me. Oh, Harold, we're finishing up, but thanks for joining in, Harold. Um, I felt a lack of feeling safe growing up in New York City. Yeah, a lot of predatory stuff. And it's not necessarily that people get attacked, but if it's energetically, you're getting that information is coming through. So that's that stays with us, even if we're not kind of consciously aware. We pick up on it, um, and people can. There can be those violations happening simply at the energetic level, and that's not really recognized. I feel tired, but in a good way. Thanks. Good. Yeah, good. Can you accept Venmo? Oh, you know, um, Venmo and PayPal are the same. I'm only set up with PayPal, but where's the QR code? Okay, for you to, it's not on Instagram. So thank you for saying that. Instagram, you go to the link in the bio, and if you're coming into being, and that takes you to a page on my website where you can um, do it there. Um, YouTube, you should see it on the screen. It should be like in the upper left-hand corner. That's where it's showing up on my screen. Um, if not, uh, if you go to my website to, I think it's free events, and it's on there. I see it now. Hold on. YouTube is it on the left? Yes, and it's also down in it. There's a, but it's just PayPal. So I don't know about Venmo, but Venmo and PayPal, it's the same thing. So I don't know how that works. Um, and PayPal, you should not need PayPal. I think you should be able to just do it, even if you just have a credit card. But let me know, just because I don't, so I can know. That was my question as well. Left shoulder tightness. Okay. Sherry, what your question as well relative to payment? Linktree. Yeah, it's gonna the link in the bio is Linktree, and then you'll have an option of, coming in the being. So go to the coming in the being one. I was there at the end of 2023. It was mayhem crazy, but hadn't been there for years. It was pretty shocking. Are you talking about New York City, Ilaria? And Star Galaxy, come into that shoulder. Um, yeah, the shoulder things. So really come into that center for yourself, Star Galaxy. So kind of walking you through really fast here, but then come in, imagine that center line in yourself and extend your awareness from center line to include both of your shoulders. I think there's some of that is you've gotten pushed in through your right, from the human side and just kind of taken over for people. Also, that connects up with your business stuff. And and I want to say with your business stuff with that left shoulder, there's a little piece that connects into that, and not and that being too much. It wasn't balancing you. It was just kind of, I want to say, too much the human side. So there wasn't that balance of all of you coming into your business, and so that got disjointed in your left and right side. Yeah, New York City. New York City's great. I went 20 years ago, 20 plus years. When I went to healing school, it was in New York City. And for 3 years, we'd go on weekends. And by the third year, finally going through New York City, it's like, okay, I can handle this. Both because I got used to New York City, but also kind of developing that sense of self and those boundaries and stuff. So interesting places. Okay, kind of a longer session today. And Harold, thank you so much for joining in. We're a little on the end there, but it's always nice to have people stop in uh, from wherever they are. And so every Wednesday here, and whatever happens, this is totally unplanned. It's whatever the group brings through, and so I think everybody showed up for themselves as well as the collective tonight. So thank you all for that. Anyway, so see you in the ethers and wherever we meet up again. If it's here, if it's on social media somewhere, um, and wherever. Take care, everybody, and thank you all for being here. And take good care of yourselves. Connect with your bodies. Be present in your body. And if you're walking down the street in New York City, we're kind of on the New York City theme, but just taking that as the context, but not necessarily just the location, and you need to stop and connect with yourself. Just stop for a minute, feel yourself, become present. It's like, okay, center yourself and then walk again, keep walking. All right, thanks everybody, and take care, and see you next time.